I'm Prakash Nagpal at the TiECon headquarters in Santa Clara, California. Today I'm going to have a conversation with the president of Thai Silicon Valley, Vish Mishra. Vish, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Vish, to kick it off, can you tell us a little bit about yourself for the very few people that might not know who you are?
Well, those who don't know who I am, I'm an entrepreneur turned venture capitalist, and also in parallel, I'm a Thai junkie. So that's a short and simple definition for me.
Well, Vish, you talked about being a Thai junkie. What is your inspiration behind getting involved with Thai? What motivates you to stay involved with Thai?
Well, I think the inspiration about Thai, for me was I always has, and ever since I remember, I always enjoyed helping others, and that's what Thai's motto is: to help others get on their feet, start a company, take risk, become successful, and then give back. So that kind of aligned with my personal interest, and that's the inspiration.
Vish, one of Thai's charter is to promote entrepreneurship. What does entrepreneurship mean to you?
Entrepreneurship basically talks about identifying a pressing need in the marketplace and trying to come up with a solution better than anybody else's solution, and trying to figure out what does it take to build a business, and also try to figure out what does it bring in as a business. So a real entrepreneur looks at all those elements. Now he or she may not have the answer to all those elements, but that's really the key to being an entrepreneur. Entrepreneur is not about just an idea that you want to do some technology, or not idea that this is how I want to sell something, or this is how I want to market something. Entrepreneur puts everything together. Ultimately, end of the day, entrepreneur builds a business, and that business motive is profit. And if the entrepreneur doesn't think about building a business, making profit, that person does not need to be an entrepreneur.
So TiECon, the conference that Thai puts on, it's not about building profit, it's about giving back to the entrepreneur. How does the entrepreneur benefit from coming to TiECon? How does that relate to the charter of Thai?
Well, that's the beauty, because Thai is probably the only organization in the world where we encourage in a non-profit way to build for-profit businesses. So the idea is that those of us who are accomplished individuals, and they're able and they are ready to help others. So I think that's the key. They are helping others. The entrepreneur is, while entrepreneur is being helped, but entrepreneur has to know in the day that he or she is not accepting a charity. They are basically getting advice, they are getting knowledge, they are even sometimes even capital, but ultimately they have to apply that to build a business, an enterprise that serves customers and in a quality manner, and in return generates profit. Because if you don't generate profit, you cannot succeed as a business person. Simple as that. So that's what we do. So we say, okay, we kind of tasted a level of success, as entrepreneurs ourselves, like I'm talking about the Thai Charter members, the broad members, but we really want to encourage other people, because entrepreneurship is the single best way to accomplish economic freedom, and to also improve the economic well-being of any society. So that is the motivation that we have, and that's the reason we do what we do at Thai.
Obviously, TiECon attracts some of the best speakers, some of the best sponsors. How do you manage to do that year after year?
Well, again, I think same thing, because I think we have never deviated away from our core mission, because we are all about entrepreneurs and all about entrepreneurship, and people know that. So we attract only a select kind of crowd, and that is, whether you are an entrepreneur, or whether you want to be one, or you want to join one, or you want to support one. So with that level, many people get attracted to us. They say, hey, these people have a single purpose thing in mind, and because the end product is actually creating a business, and that means you create jobs, you create opportunities. So that's the reason that people kind of get attracted, because it's just as simple. And then people, they know that we are pursuing excellence. We don't have any other agendas. So most people want to come to us. They say, well, this is one real pure organization that we should support, and hence the draw.
What advice do you have, Vish, for a budding entrepreneur?
I think the budding entrepreneur, they should really know that end of the day they're building a business. And they have to start out with trying to understand a real pressing need that exists in the society. Because if you haven't thought of that, and maybe that's called the market. So you have to really understand the need for the market. Because without understanding the need for the market, you cannot convert the need into product. You cannot then convert, take the product back to the market. And so that is the real advice that any budding entrepreneur needs. And this is where most entrepreneurs, they don't do a good job, because you could have an engineer working in a large company, and he or she is frustrated because he sees a problem that he's trying to solve, but his company paying no attention. Now the reality is that a company people are not stupid. The reason they're not paying attention because maybe the customers overall don't want that feature, or they don't want the fix. Even though maybe for an engineer, for whom the whole universe just centers around what he or she does day in and day out. So an entrepreneur has to have broader vision, be able to see the pressing need of the market. And I cannot overemphasize the pressing need. Because you cannot go, if lukewarm need exists in the marketplace, you cannot build a business around a lukewarm need. You got to look at a pressing need. And then you got to figure out a way to solve that need or come with a solution that is far superior than anything else that exists in the marketplace. And you should be able to convince. The other thing that, this is where the belief system comes in. Because entrepreneur is a person who really believes very strongly. Actually, a good entrepreneur is an optimist by the daytime and a pessimist by the nighttime. Because entrepreneur has to go and try to convince so many people. And being a human, say, gee, I convinced 10, 20, 30, 40 people today. Am I really right? So entrepreneurs also have a lot of self-reflection. And that's what really makes a good entrepreneur. So it's not something that you really have to do. And some people, while this year's our conference theme is, it's in everybody's DNA, which is true. All people, have the potential to become entrepreneurs, but the reality is not everybody is capable. Because to make that potentiality into a capable entrepreneur and then in a successful business, that takes a whole bunch of other support systems. And that's what you need. Okay, so when I talk about, if you are an entrepreneur or be one, but you want to support one, who supports you? You need the capital. You need advice. So the support systems come from people. Okay, I want to give capital to entrepreneurs. I want to give advice to entrepreneurs, or like someone who joins. People who are working in large companies say, but I really want to join a startup company because I perhaps cannot start a company, but I will join a company. So entrepreneur has to look at all those elements. Okay, and the good entrepreneur considers all the elements and then builds up a successful business.
That's great, bringing it all together,
yes,
combining it and creating value.
Yes.
For the people, Vish, that are reflecting, have not yet registered for TiCon, what advice do you have for them?
Well, advice is, that means you haven't understood the value of TiCon, so please take a look at the value, because over 2 days, where else would you find 50 different sessions just basically aimed at you, and they will inspire you, they will inform you, they will educate you, and they will prepare you for a venture. That's the key thing. You will not find at any other place than TiCon. And the price is so attractive because, again, we do it in a for nonprofit way. Because the similar conferences will cost you a lot of money, several times what we charge you. So my advice is that if you have to go to only one conference this year, this is it. So go, enjoy, and just start doing something on Monday. So when you finish over the weekend, and maybe I say it like it's like almost like an MBA in entrepreneurship over the weekend. You come to TiCon, and who else you pay this $300-400 tuition you pay, and you get so much out of it. It's just amazing.
You heard it here. If you want to be inspired, educated, and prepared for entrepreneurship, TiCon 2010, we will see you there. Vish, thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Prakash.